As of latest, Hurricane Matthew still a Category 3 on the Sanford Simpson scale. Major hurricane status, although wind speeds have come down about 5 miles an hour sustained. The pressure has come down just a little bit too. Hurricane airplanes have been out investigating, probably going through an eyewall replacement cycle or just gathering itself a little bit after emerging back into the Atlantic. Anticipated to be a Category 4 once again over the next 24 to 48 hours. Nicole, tropical storm, still meandering out there, but no concern really to us. At least we're not really concerned about it right now. It's anticipated to stay well away from the U.S. And we've also had a tropical wave wind watch. You can see that little spin there, but only has a slight chance of formation, and it looks a lot less impressive than it did yesterday. Okay, let's focus on Matthew, because Matthew closing in. Earlier today, the eye kind of disappeared. If we look at the enhanced satellite imagery, the highest cloud tops in orange, those are the strongest storms, they have tended to circulate more around the center again, and once it gets symmetrical like that, it's showing the strength. And we're starting to see the eye emerge, probably going through that eyewall replacement cycle we've mentioned, as it moves still to the northwest, through the islands of the Bahamas as a major hurricane. Wind up to 115 miles an hour. It's going about 12 miles per hour, and on that course trajectory, over the next 24 to 48 hours, it seems pretty certain that it's going to continue on that same path with all the model projections, and then they deviate quite a bit. We're talking a couple hundred miles deviation from right along our coast to offshore. The most likely path, though, is going to skirt right up and down our coastline, and that's in the Brevard County. May even make landfall, or at least touch on landfall, and since it's just skirting up the coast, be able to maintain its intensity, which is not a good situation. If there is a silver lining, we're on the west side. The east side, northeast quadrant of a hurricane is usually the worst. So at least we're not there. And the hurricane is looking like it may curve a little bit out through time. Don't alarm you, but it could come back toward Florida sometime later on next week. But let's focus on what we're dealing with right now. Here's the cone or the probable path this will take. You can see the deviation is quite wide still. We are under a tropical storm warning for those into Sumter and also into Lake County. Hurricane warnings up and down the coastline as hurricane conditions are expected within 36 hours. And here's the wind field. The yellow shows you the tropical storm force winds extending out about 175 miles from the center in every direction. But the worst is in the east and northeast. That's why you see it kind of going that direction a little bit more. Hurricane force winds extend at about 45 to 50 miles an hour from the center in every direction. So if it comes this close, we're going to have hurricane force wind greater than 74 miles an hour up the coastline, and it could even get up to around 115, 120 miles an hour. That's not good. And also we expect a storm surge of about 5 to 7 feet possible, not to mention perhaps 7 inches of rain, approaching 10 inches in isolated spots. And nearly all of us, if it takes that path here in Central Florida, will have tropical storm force wind or greater. It's going to start late Thursday and get worse as we go through Thursday night into Friday morning. And then as it pulls away for the weekend, our conditions improve greatly. We can have some sunshine and have drier conditions afterwards, which is looking better then. I'll be back in a few more minutes with more Weather on the Ones with our continuing coverage with Matthew.